What am I doing? Hi everyone, it's Jared with another design sprint. This week I'll be responding to Michael Hornblow's prompt titled Symbolic Affordances. I don't know if it's just me, but this prompt was a bit vague. So I tried my hardest to come up with something exciting to answer it. So here's my attempt. I thought of this video more as a presentation of the design process rather than just the design itself. I think it was more about like design iteration, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Bye. To start off the video, I'd like to define the term affordance from Merriam-Webster. An affordance is the quality or property of an object that defines its possible uses or makes clear how it can or should be used. So for my object, I chose something that has been the symbol for the past year now, something that's always been on our minds, or should I say on our faces, and it's this. Give me 1 second. It's a face mask! Wow! Oh! I hit my table. Let me take this off because it's a little steamy in my glasses. So for the rest of the video, I thought I should answer it or do it in some sort of like question and answer format, because there was a lot of like questions and provocations in the prompts, and I thought that would be the best way to give this video some structure, so I'm going to do it as such. So for the first question, what are the affordances of this object and their associated settings? So of course this is a face mask, basically a face covering that protects you from your environment. It creates a barrier between you and your environment. And in terms of the variation of different face masks, there's some really cool masks. There's some fabric masks, there's some really advanced like N95 masks, and so much more. Basically, a little backstory, I used to make face masks back when the quarantine started in April 2020. And, you know, I would run to Joann's because there's no like face masks available for purchase, and I would just like make my own with fabric in the sewing machine. It was really fun. But yeah, back to the prompt. To answer it, that's all a mask is. You know, basically it is like two straps, one on each side, and a canvas made of different materials depending on which mask you're going to use to cover your face, and that's pretty much it. And I thought, like, how the hell am I going to like decontextualize and recontextualize, something like this? Because I've been meaning to use like a face mask in some sort of assignment, and I thought this would be a really cool one. So in order to like decontextualize it, I was like, how can I get rid of a face mask and make it something so raw? So I started cutting it up. I started cutting up on this side. And if I were to just continue cutting along the seam, it would simply become just sheets of fabric. Come on, JR. Yes, it would simply just become sheets of fabric, right? There's one ply. Should I say ply? One layer? It just basically become just pieces of fabric, right? So this kind of transitions to the next question. How can you test or alter these operations and transformations in other ways by recombining or de-recontextualizing these objects and their relations? So this is where the video becomes a little bit more abstract. Face masks are face masks because of the structure they have. As I said before, there are two straps with a canvas to cover your face. Now, if I were to remove the structure, aka, you know, cut it apart, take away all the seams, the mask would lose its significance and it would just become a piece of fabric. Right? Pieces of fabric. And now, here's the mind-blowing part for me, and I guess now that I kind of wrote the script and reviewed it in my head, and actually rehearsed the script a few times, I feel like it's kind of a given, but let me see, what did I write? I said, as I recontextualize this object, it can literally become anything I want it to be. It can become a piece of a shirt, it could become wall decor, it could become a rug, anything, because now it's just a piece of fabric, right? And this is where I've learned that fabrics, their combinations, and their affordances are truly infinite. Unlike other materials, fabrics are completely malleable. Well, I guess a majority of them. Fixable, and they're able to combine with each other. like a quilt. And to go to the next question, how may this process allow you to reconsider the design of an affective environment through its object relations? How does it feel? So to add some sort of background into this, I've been going to IKEA a lot because, I moved into my new space, and, that means time to decorate and fix it up, add some furniture, and I actually saw this, decor tip during my IKEA maze run that said, refresh your walls with a rug. And it had me thinking about the true social constructions we have towards objects, attitudes as well. Everything is supposed to work in a specific way, but when it doesn't, it's weird and it's something new that we're not used to. And IKEA gave me an aha moment about the deeper side of narratives and how society has constructed so many meanings that we should kind of take a seat back and look at, reflect upon. Is that a big jump? I feel like the wrapping up question, the next question, is going to kind of fill in the gaps between the big jump. So what critical thinking occurs through the work in terms of narrative, conceptual, theoretical, or sociopolitical reflections? So basically, I've learned from this assignment is that we have things like fabrics that are truly infinite in its appearance and affordances, and we have the ability to manipulate it through, or should I say with, signifiers and symbols in mind, to portray a certain narrative, a concept, a theory, or even a sociopolitical statement. To add even more background to this, I think I could connect this video to the video I made about fashion a couple weeks ago. If I were to wear a black t-shirt, it would signify one thing, or should I say kind of keeps the status quo. But if I were to wear a black crop top with a sequence applique, that signifies a totally different type of person, right? So I think it's just that fabrics can be decontextualized and reconceptualized into a multitude of things, and I think that's pretty awesome. They're kind of like the chameleons of materials in this world, right? I hope you guys can kind of get something from this video. I feel like it's still such a brief explanation, but I feel like that's awesome that we could take one symbol, break it down, and it could become something else. Something like fabrics are truly the chameleons of this world. And I was thinking, what other things can really transform from one thing to something else really drastically. And I thought about paper as well. It could become origami, it could become a sign, it becomes so many different things. Basically, we just assign a certain title to it, and that's what it becomes. So I think it's really cool. I think I'm going to shut up now because I'm starting to get carried away. But yeah, I hope you guys have a really good comment for this. I do not know. My mind is still kind of boggling about this, but I thought it was really cool just to bring this up. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Can't believe it's August already. What the heck?